Okay, hey, welcome. We're back. A bit of a delay because I was a bit on the sick side this week, so we filmed a bit later. We are drinking water because still not 100%. Severely doubting if I'm going to the Alcredeel Vatbundens and then Libertas show tonight, but it's been in the making since 2019, so I have to make it in a weird way, I guess. We are listening to Walgingen with Primordial Verlangen. This one came out a few months ago, I think, without a lot of promo or fanfare, but it's on the strength of the earlier material that I decided to pick it up and the fact that it is a Belgian band. Walgingen is NIT on guitars and HT on vocals from 2001. Yeah, on Gramschap, closely linked to that label, a duo. I think they played a show once. The Senior Volant show, I think they were the band I was looking for last. There we go. Let's go. The first 3 or 7 inches, this is the Medieval Prophecy Records drop. Yeah, of pure 7 inches. I think they did a leftover stock of long sleeves too, but they were quickly gone. So yeah. The first one is a Belgian affair with Plegeton's Majesty, and other one is Gouffre? Yeah, Gouffre. Already blanking on the first bands. Promising. Let's see if there is enough light. Get that a little bit closer. Yes. Okay, so a split 7-inch between these two bands. They are known for demos on Medieval Prophecy Records. They are over there, so I'm blanking on how much. I think Gouffre is on 2. Plegiston maybe also 2, maybe 1, I'm not sure. This is a one-tracker for both. The PM track is called Eurydice's Ascension to Oblivion. Eurydice's, yes, Ascension to Oblivion. A very beautiful cover. Recently I fell in love with these romantic neoclassical paintings all over again. So yeah, the other one is a bit more suited for the material that is on there. A devil eating his minions. I Belong to the Depths is the Gouffre track. Both bands closely linked to the scene in the south of Belgium, the Ancient Hounds, as you can see on the inserts. There you go. A 4-piece, and then Gouffre. They continue their sound. There is not much variation in sound. I don't think that is the plan for these bands. It's always going to be some variation or some growth in there, but since they are still on the demo, in the demo phase of their career, I'm looking forward to a full length from these guys. But yeah, it's slowly creeping that way, I think, or they stay forever in that demo phase like so many Belgian bands do. Sounds good. I'm going to get them back in later. The second one is another Belgian band, Forbidden Temple. This one should be known by now on this channel. 2-piece that is interwoven in the entire Belgian scene. There you go. 2 guys, Aliga Rept, and is the other one on here? Nope. All instrumental vocals by Forbidden Temple, so it's the band over, you know. This is the final recording made at WB. I forget on what it is. Something bunker, I think, or IP, but yeah. Another, is it a 2-tracker? I think so. Pretty sure it's an A-side and a B-side, but there is not much track listing. Oh, there it is. Passage to Dark Eternity and Presence of an Unholy Force. The, by now, Behemoth pictures that are kind of classic. I'm not sure what the other one is. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. Why early Behemoth? That is where they kind of get their influences, the early Polish style, the early Greek style, or the scenes from that part of the world. So yeah, first wave into second wave, they were there at the beginning, all of them, I guess, those bands, but in different territories. This is the promo flyer. Impending Doom in the fall of 2022, we are there. The Gouffre demo compilation, 12-inch, then the Forbidden Temple 2, a tape repress. NIC166, I think, second demo tape, and then the NPR long sleeve. So a a label long sleeve. Regnum Tenebraum Les Enfers, I think, was the last one. They have a new one, Legend Noir, and Moon and Obsessbet with Dawn of the Morbid Sorcery demo, which is cool. Then later in 2023, Orgblood Hertogenwald split, Dracon Hail Lost Tracks compilation, Orgblood Ghost Paths of Septentrion, wow. And then Forbidden Temple 2, Pact with Evil 12-inch. So yeah, there is a lot coming from that label, which I adore, of course. If you see the blue cutting mats in the promos, you know it's going to be a good week. There is also a new Baphomantia Rehearsals of Bapho Rehearsals, something like that, from Forbidden Temple. Another tape that's, because it's hard to follow these days. They went from one demo now and then to a barrage of music, but yeah, that's good. I think all the Corona stuff is coming out, maybe. Then the third one was, and that is a nice transition into the 12 inches, Diabolical Full Moon with the Depths of the Slavic Lands. These guys are actually from Poland, and they don't hide the fact that their influences are straight Temple of Full Moon, not worship, but continuation maybe, also a bit of worship. There are 2 tracks on here, Depths of the Slavic Land and then Lost Ancestry, Unholy Pagan Black Metal, recorded autumn 2021, so a year old by now. This came out on tape, CD Putrid Cults, tape 2, Signal Rex did a tape, and then the vinyl. No, I'm blanking, sorry, this is new material. I was already talking about the 12-inch. So yeah, this is 2 new tracks. Oh no, now I'm blanking completely. I think this came out on tape 2. That's what's up. This came out on tape 2, but I don't know when. Can I find it really? Fast, there it is. Not that it's that important, but 2021 also on Majesty of War Productions. There we go. For the complete story behind it. So yeah, Temple of Full Moon Worship, Lesgy, I think L-E-S-Z-Y, and Not, Diabolical Poetry, all instruments and vocals. Music dedicated to the true black souls supporting the old school black metal scene. Hails to Total War, VLS, Wartholz, Moonglare, I think, and Southern Resistance. There you go. So yeah, a tape put to 7-inch, just like a tape put to 12-inch will be the next thing. I like this band. I had my Temple of Full Moon period some time ago, I think end of summer, just because a lot of reissues were coming and you were finally able to hear the remaster stuff. So yeah, really great records by Danny, of course. Now this is a bit the continuation of me looking into what they spawned, something like that. Before we dive into the 12 inches, there is a zine that came in as a gift, and it's called Pantokrator Zine Black Metal. Here we go. The beautiful thing is that the guy behind this project, do I see his name? Maleficator Rex Martyrium. Not just Joe, but you know. He is from Spain. Now, he is very passionate about what he's doing. There is a name dedicated letter stamped and signed, which is very cool, where he explains that he enjoys what I'm doing. Therefore, he thought I would enjoy what he is doing. And it is very true. It has a lot of stuff in here, starting with Baphomantia, 13th Temple, what else do I see? Moordgeist, so stuff that is actually being played here. This band that I always skipped for some reason. The problem with the zine is it's very good layout, it's very good quality. The kind of a problem is that it is in Spanish, and I can't read for shit in Spanish. So yeah, there's a Diabolical Full Moon, so it all links up. But Mr. MRM, thank you very much. Yeah, I enjoyed the aesthetic of it. I go through it every now and then just to see if something clicks, but it is a hard language if you don't understand anything. Then, the one I jumped to on the last 7-inch, this is The Pagan Wolves Will Rise Again, the tape that came out, yeah, Putrid Cult and Signal Rex, so they had a few versions of this one. This is a fold-over style. I'm getting in the way of my own light. Fold-over style, LP. It's actually a disco sleeve. It doesn't fold open, but you know what I mean. It's just printed cardboards with then a top opening. But yeah, good quality print on there. And this was limited to 125. I have 47, if that shows up. Yeah, something there. Hand numbered, still crazy. But yeah, the print is actually very nicely done. It's like with points, so it's a raster going through it. Very nicely screen printed. Is there something with it? There was a black version and a white version. I opted for the white one. I don't know why. Black is actually more pleasing in this on this records because everything is noir. But yeah, it comes with also not a screen printed, but a very thick printed picture of the cover, and then a huge, there you go, a huge poster. Well, not a huge, but a huge logo on the poster. Comes with some material. What's this? Harvest of Death, Beware the Black Hordes of Australia and Portugal. Mons Veneris releasing splits with Seance of and Broken Spirits. That is the promo. There you go. And that is the picture. Quite unhinged picture, although no, it's okay this time. And these are the releases. The Satkai, I still think he has copies, although they were very limited. There you go. Which shows how many people like Dunkel. A lot of people should appreciate that more. So yeah, that was that. I'm just going to blast through, maybe make it a one cut to appease the master, Adams. This one I bought solely out of curiosity. I don't know too much about it. It is a, it is not a Grausamkeit, but it is a Wings of Evil. Yes, the Wings of Evil. This is basically a compilation put out through 13 Candles and Narbentage Productions. A few demos spanning. If you look it up, there's some tracks from here, there's some tracks from there. But yeah, this is a tape cover that then is used now as the cover for the entire thing. Wings of Evil, does it have a title? On the Wings of All Evil. So yeah, they kind of went rogue with that one. It has the aesthetic, it has the sound, but it is actually a bit more black metal, a bit less. To be honest, I haven't listened to it completely through because it has a lot of tracks. I think I checked site A, but it is more in the crunchy, raw black metal than in the Tanzel, synths, Grausamkeit stuff you know from him. Katzenkadaver war mit Schnur an die Kirchentour gehängt. So I guess a cat had to pay for it. Like I said, a compilation of, is it demo material, is it EPs? I'm not sure, it all sounds very demo and EP-ish. Apparently I got the one with the patch. I had no idea. In my order frenzy, I just clicked and got it. Some Keller synth related stuff. What else is in here? Something I know. Yeah, the Silberbach. That is a good one. There's also a shirt. And then the Phantom Spire. There you go. I haven't checked that one out. But yeah, some nice promo stuff from that corner of the world. I'm fucking myself by not putting them back, but I'll do it in a minute. There is a Wings of Evil logo on this one. And there is a Wings of Evil wiener on this one. So yeah, it is in that aesthetic, in that vein. It is the BSOD and then the other guy, which I'm blanking on totally. It's not that there's a lot of info on these records. In Memory of Satanic Times, Corvus and Ziegenpeter, I think. I have no idea. Yeah, a lot of tracks on this one too. And it's something I have to be in the mood for. It's kind of anti-music in some ways, just because it's so ratty in recording and in intention and stuff like that. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. The music is still playing, so we're going to blast through it. The Walking tape came from Gramschap, their Greater Glory Media output, or their storefront, I should say, because Gramschap They had a blog, I still think they do, but the store is mainly Greater Glory Media, GGM. And they had some stuff. I'll dig into this one first. This is Dead Christ from England. This one, had I known, this had to be in the not the top 20, but me and Charlie talked about, I think in the first video, about where English black metal came from, starting of course with Venom and then trickled down. And we came to Hecate Enthroned, we came of course to Cradle, stuff like that. And there were other things that I'm already blanking on because it's been ages ago since I talked live to him. But this one is also in there. Why did it maybe not show up? These are not forgotten because when it came out you saw the animo or the fervor with which everyone was showing it, not talking about it because who talks about it, but yeah, it popped up. Let's just keep it at that. The people that I follow who have a knowledge of the past, a good knowledge of the past, were very excited for this one. And with all reason, this came out of England. The first demo is around 91, so you should situate this in the same realm as the Oath of the Black Bloods. After Mayhem, of course, but very early. Is it black metal? It is proto-black metal, in my opinion. It has tons of English punk influence, but what it has most is English crust influence. So they wouldn't be remiss on a bill with Napalm Death, for example, in that time period. Or Carcass, maybe Carcass, not Napalm Death, I don't know. This is put out through Zombi Danz, and like I said, the first demo, this is a demo compilation. The first demo, Satan's Hunger, is from 91. The second one, Lex Talionis, I think, is from demo 92. Like I said, they started out as this, yeah, like what is Sarcophago? All those bands that came out of thrash, that came out of all the proto black metal styles, and then started playing that, but took influences from what was happening in Norway, in Greece, in England, for example. In Poland was a bit later, I think, but all those scenes. Calling forth the Black Heart of Damnation, they, especially in thematics, in titles, in the way they presented themselves, they had a very natural flow into the, to the black metal world. Zombi Danz is a label I talk very little about, which is a shame because they do a lot of stuff. I talked to the guy on Instagram a bit, and I'm going to make that right in some way, but yeah. Here is Dead Christ official merchandise. That's the first time I'm seeing this one. It fell out of the sleeve just now. And then it comes with a booklet, of course, because Zombi Danz does good shit. Satan's Hunger, like I said, the track listing and the way it looks, actually more than the way it sounds, decides that this is into black metal territory. But yeah, they quickly moved from their carcassy beginnings into full-on black metal, as only those bands in those early days could, you know. And the fact that all those influences were mixed into the scene kind of gave it the diversity it had in the beginning, especially if you see what every scene was doing for itself. There are letters in here, there is a lot in here. I'll leave you with this. There you go. Somewhere in a barn in England, Satan was called. This is on Black Wax. This is not an expensive record. Most Zombi Danz releases are widely distributed, mainly because he's been at it for a long time, mainly because he unearths gems from all over the world. There is stuff from Asia, there's stuff from England, there's, like I said, stuff from all over the world. So if you are into where everything came from, the proto stuff, the early stuff, then this is a must, especially if you look to the English scene. I'm not saying they influenced what is going on right now, but how could they not in that way? So yes, good one. Dead Christ, even the title or the band name. Cheers to Zombi Danz. Okay, the last one from Greater Glory Media, and this is actually from Nuclear War Now. I showed the tape, I think, so I'm going to have that for sale maybe, I'm not sure. Into the Crypt of Gore, the new EP by Aborts of Patients. Still, there is nothing known about this band. I am, without revealing or saying anything, I think they have connections to Belgium, simply because the earlier tape, the handmade tape, was put out through Medieval Prophecy, or distributed throughout Medieval Prophecy. Here is the Greater Glory Media promo. There is Valking, of course. There is Flail that came together with this, a band I haven't checked. Of course, the Forbidden Temple full length, then the Altered Heresy, which they have on CD, and the Wodrea Millenstede, also from England, to wrap it up nice again. So yeah, Aborts of Patients. If you hear that band name, if you hear Into the Crypt of Gore, and you see the bone rack with that nasty pink lettering going all over it, you know the sound. It is gurgling. It's not swampy, it is more dusty, cryptish death metal with some rancidness in there. It is not reinventing the wheel at all, but it is a good listen. There you go. Salmon pink inner labels, pink stuff in black metal, well, in this case, gory death metal. Let's see what they write, because the guy who's writing for Nuclear War Now always has good things to say. This is very short. 4 tracks of disgusting underground death metal, there you go. For fans of the early Cenotap and Ripikulu. So yeah, earlier, not trashier, but you know, also bands that were early on that style or on that scene. It doesn't come with anything. It is a nice flooded in black, so yeah. There are a few versions of this. I think pink was exclusive to the Nuclear War. This is black, and then there's a dark gray or something like it. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you're into gory underground death metal, this is your thing. In the vein of Larvae and just what Disgusting Dennis is doing, and you know, a few bands I talked about maybe a year ago. So Aborts of Patients, after their EP, now there is, or after the demo, there's the EP now. So yeah, that's it. First bundle, I don't have too much more. I have 3 records, which are bangers, and then I have 3 more, which are grails that came in, and then I'm going to leave you with some more talk, but that is for part 2. Bit of an explanation. It is becoming harder and harder to find time to do these because of kids, because I got sick this week. But just know that this is going to come out every 2 weeks. Maybe something gets thrown in here and there, because I'm thinking about doing more of a guerrilla style with the cell phone again, but still with the mic so you can hear me. Just so I can move a bit faster or a bit more freely in these videos. Adam's is doing a fantastic job putting these together. Yeah, just making sure everything is proper and runs proper, looks great. But I just want to do some, you know, bit more freedom again. So we are listening to the Earth Fiend Worm, the tape on Ritual Abuse Productions. Ritual Abuse Records, I'm sorry. Fucking up again. I was curious about this one. I saw it, I popped it up for the second part, because he now has a full length on Van Records. So yeah, like I said in the video, pops up everywhere. Here is the glitter case again. From Germany, a lot of his stuff was from Germany. I was kind of right. I kind of knew it because he has German roots, so he kind of is looking in that realm of bands. That's it. That was the explanation for why everything is going so slow. Adams also has other interests. I have other interests, and what it is what it's going to be. There we go. Enough rambling, but you know, have to make these a bit longer. 1, 2, like I said, 3 records that came in that I was waiting for a long time, and then some records that I was waiting for even longer. Here we go. These are from Invictus Productions, and this is Negative Plane. The first one is a repress. Here we go. Stained Glass Revelations. This came out, I have to see, first released in 2011. So 11 years ago they dropped this record. The new one will follow. And it piqued my interest. They have another record. It's Latin, so I have to say. It is somewhere here. I have that original. In Saeculorum, something like that. Negative Plane is a band from New York, America, that play this kind of they are newer bands. First is the Latin is from 2006, so newer in the sense that they are past 2000. They are very proficient players. They know what they play. They know how to play. They make songs, albums, masterpieces. In some people's eyes, it's hard to throw around that word, but you know what I mean. They think about the concept of a record. They work towards a record. I mean, 11 years. This one is a repress. Is it important how many there are? 2011, there was one in 2014. Some cassette version, then now 2022. They were always around the 40-50 mark, and I never pulled the trigger. For me, they are one of those bands that are in the Timo Ketola category of bands. In my opinion, wherever he lands his artwork, his writing, his text material, they always have this connection between them. Not in the real world maybe, but you know, all these bands kind of have something special, and these have too. They are a 3-piece, if I'm not mistaken. The drum, or a 4-piece, I'm not sure. Let's see. No, a 3-piece. And one is, the drummer is called Bestial Devotion. Okay. And he has Funeral Presence. Now, if you remember that one, that was in the top 2020 maybe, 2019, I don't know. It is this record on Ajna, of course. There you go. Very, very good. He is prolific in his own right, writing full albums. I think that's the second one. The other one was something with the Archer, which I'm not going to find. He is also in Cult Ghoul here and there. But yeah, this is the Stained Glass Revelations, their second album, where the first one was the Latin one was a bit hard in attack, a bit more purely black metal. You can hear the influences come through. Now, on Stained Glass Revelations, they go back actually. They embrace more of their influences that led them to the Et in Secula. No, that's the Split. I'm sorry. To the, the Latin one. They embrace those more, and you have more influences of doom coming in. You have a bit of heavy metal coming in, and in the Pact, the last one, that will expand into the larger scale. That is that record. It is captured here, or still contained within a black metal record, where the Pact, in my opinion, is so much more of it. They make steps like first album, second album, third album, and they take their time. Comes with a booklet. Like I said, they have artwork for all the tracks, which is something that runs through their discography. They have some demo materials, and they have a Rotten Christ, I think, is split. Wait a minute, Negative Plane. Yeah, so 3 full lengths, the split with Rotten Christ, and then a promo CD and a promo cassette. So there is not much, but there's a lot of material, since the full lengths are fully fleshed out records. But yeah, you get the point. There we go. Like I said, glad this was repressed. I think the first one is also repressed on I thought it was an Irish label. I'm pretty sure it is, but they still rate me at customs, which is not a nice thing to do, since, it is basically Europe. This is a 3-sided with one dead wax. Too bad there is no... Did the original have... Did it have an etching? No, doesn't seem so. Would have been cool, but yeah. So that's the first. That's the second one, Stained Glass Revelations. Like I said, it took me a while to get a copy, because 40 for records, it will pale in comparison to what's coming. But sometimes you pull the trigger, sometimes you don't have the trigger. Then Negative Plane, The Pact, from I was going to say 2022, but it took a whole lot of time to get here. First released in 2002. Okay, I think the digital version. No, it's probably true. I ordered it, I think, around early summer maybe, or just before summer, late spring. It had some delays, of course, everybody has delays, but it's worth it. It came a bit dinged, but I managed to get the creases out and stuff like that, so yeah. It is a envelope style, cover. It is beautiful. It looks like it is foil stamped, but it's actually just a very good color that works. It's kind of that copper, so yeah. Would be too much if it was also, was also foil stamped, I think. This truly is a concept record. Forgive me for I did not find the time to delve in, but it is. This one is a two-sided A, B, C, and D record, so a very, very full length. The Pact is, I mean, I'm not going to read it all, but it says, and so it came to pass 10 January 2020. So this thing is in the works for a while. I don't know what they did from 2011 to now, but yeah, it seems the work has been completed. Once again, comes with a nice booklet, artwork for all the things. I was under the impression that Timo did this too, but it is a different guy. Yeah, it is something with a church, sanctum below the church, the crypt, the traveler. So there is a whole mythology, the architect. It is the usual suspects within something like this. I don't know. Are they? I don't know. There's the devil, of course. And then here are the guys themselves. They embrace even more their influences. There are heavy metal leads in here. There's a lot of heavy metal guitar playing, soloing, but it still has that core of black metal, or that Timo Ketola, not sound, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't, I can't explain it. It's something all those records have that, you know, just, I don't know. They have that. But yeah, that is in close comparison. I could say a lot more about Negative Plane, but, you know, for now, this is pretty good, I think. Since I'm feeling my voice leaving my throat, there are 4 more records to talk about. There we go. Now, after the barrage of Moonblood records that Iron Bonehead crashed upon us, I decided to get into the newer stuff, the other stuff, and that is Azaxul with Echoes of Dreariness. Their third full length, I am not really sure. Let's see. I think it's their fourth, maybe. Azaxul. Show all. There we go. We have 4 full lengths starting in 2010. Is that around the time that Moonblood called it maybe quits? I'm not sure. Horn Furies, then The Fleshy Tomb from 2016, The Saints Impaled, and now Echoes of Dreariness. There's a cassette demo and then a split with Sfest. Azaxul is the continuation of Moonblood, if you will, where Moonblood had a lot of demos. I think they sharpened their knives, or they got their chops just by playing in Moonblood. Now Azaxul is the continuation. This was actually procured or just bought through the band, or through the guy behind it. It comes with a flyer that I want to show, if that shows up. You can zoom, I guess. Then it has stickers, the Azaxul. It has Moonblood stickers for all the records. Yeah, you know, you've seen the covers. There you go, Blut und Krieg. So it's mainly the full lengths, which is cool. But yeah, Echoes of Dreariness. Very limited release, self-released by the band. There is not a label, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's their own, Misanthropia Discourse, or Discourse, I think. Yeah, they're from Germany, so I'm pretty sure it's their label. Yeah, it has a lot of Moonblood, I think the CD versions, yes. So all the demos that Iron Bonehead does. They did this one too, of course, since it is their record. And there are 2 versions, the black version, and then there's a blue vinyl, which is this one. Total copies made 297, so that's not a lot. There are 97 on blue and then 200 on black. I just mailed them because somebody showed it on Instagram, I'm pretty sure, and then I was, oh yeah, there's a new one. And it was not in any distro or label. Iron Bonehead didn't have it, for example, and so I mailed the guy on Instagram that I have no idea who it was. Maybe my German friend, probably. So yeah, he said just, you know, contact the label. And lo and behold, it was the guy behind the band. Names, I'm blanking on names. Yeah, Mirko, pretty sure. that was on the package. Yeah, pretty sure it was Mirko. Lineup: Azaxul vocals and strings and Wolfen on drums. Goes with a poster. There you go. I've listened to it once or twice. I've listened to it digitally, but in the sheer volume that came in or that I had to listen to get some of these things prepared, it kind of got lost. What I do remember is that it is a good record and that it's not just a bland continuation of what they were doing. But yeah, I have to give it a few more spins. I am not that familiar actually with their previous output, although some of it was on Iron Bonehead and some of it popped up on my radar. I think the Flashy Tomb was definitely... No, it was also on their label. But yeah, it was distributed to Iron Bonehead, that I'm pretty sure of. So they always had it in... They always had it self-released or in their control, which is kind of cool. It seems the Moonblood stuff, what came out officially was also under their control. Yeah, very cool to see that these people are still making good music. That is that. Now, into the last portion of things. I don't need dates, I guess, because these are 3 classics. I brokered a deal with someone on Discogs when I was thrown off Discogs. So my friend in Greece, George, helped me make contact with a seller in Greece that actually had a store, but that also had a store in Belgium, it turned out. The woman in question, I'm blanking on her name, she was on holiday, she contacted me, we made a deal, and she sent me some great records. 3 that I was looking for a while, that, you know, you don't find in the wild, I guess, unless they are in Greece. But yeah, here we go. This is the Torgeist Vlad Tepes split. There we go, on Drakkar. Is there a year on here? Probably not. I am thinking... I had to look it up, but, you know, I'm blanking on it. Yeah, there's really not a year on here. Doesn't matter. It's early, late 90s, I think. Early 2000s maybe, but I don't think they made it that far. But yeah, very cool split. One of the best splits, in my opinion, between those bands. The Torgeist didn't get a lot of attention, or doesn't get a lot of attention. It comes up now, but not like bands like Mutilation or Vlad Tepes. Torgeist was maybe a bit more smaller in that scene, or a little less releases on their CV. But it's put out through Dakar Productions and NIC166 Records, I think. No contact. So it's NIC166 1 limited edition, and then, you know, Drakkar, I don't know what Drakkar it is. LP 9. So yeah, there you go. Old shit. Inside, some classic material by both bands. It is Legion Noir style with the triangles, pointy triangles and stuff like that. There's nothing too fancy about these records. These are just, you know, documents of time in France. But yeah, I always loved that, the offset of that purple cover with that horrible artwork. Not horrible, but, you know, in that black and white sharp as fuck artwork. Very cool record, or very clean record, I was going to say, while the tape switches. But yeah, glad to finally own another piece of Legion Noir, since they are hard to come by. People are not selling these very often, but yeah, there you go. That was in there. And then that was actually the record I took with the order I was going to do. And I started, at the beginning of Corona, I had 2 plans. I was going to start, I bought the 2 first Iron Maiden records in Japan, or Japanese editions. I was going to start my Lugubrum collection for sure, which is nearly completed, and then I was going to collect Ildjarn. So I got some stuff back then, but now I pulled the trigger on these 2. The first one is Ildjarn 93, which is in some cases, and I think by, once again, the people I was talking about earlier with the respect for the whatever happened, is heralded as one of the better or great records by Ildjarn. Now, in my honest opinion, that is it's hard to compare records because they are also minimal, also starch, also it's not starch, harsh, starch. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. They are not the same, but they're basically so lo-fi that it's hard to complain one snowstorm with the other snowstorm. He has some ambient stuff, so there's a lot to unpack, but this one for me also stands out as a special one in his catalog. Simple. There is nothing poster material in here. It's just basically a simple record with some drawings. Additional session vocals by Ishan. They were in a band together, remember? Recorded and mixed by Ildjarn in January '93. Artwork by Nop Art. This came out on Northern Heritage, of course, in 2005. This is 41, the Finnish label putting out Norwegian royalty. There you go. Like I said, very simple. Northern Heritage rarely pulls out all the stops for a release, but yeah. 93, intro, Invecht, Gronet, Solas Cultus, I think, Ilt, vierde dag, vierde, El Klimt, Stof, Och Aske en Öde. There you go. For the fans enjoying my Northern speech, but yeah. Very glad to finally put this in the I category. And then the last record for today, I think, yes, we are true. The last record for today is the self-titled Ildjarn. Now I know this came out on Seasons of Mist and on another label, and I know another label is, but I think Devil's Elixir is putting it out like they did the Software. They will all be very well handled, but since I was getting into the originals, and if I find it for a decent price, I'm just going to pull the trigger on this one. This cover blows the other ones out of the water anyway. One of my favorite covers of all time, especially in black metal. Huge track list on here. Yeah, I'm not going to read it all. That will be just language porn for some of you, but 26/27 tracks, Northern Heritage 2003, limited to 500 copies from Finland, of course. Ildjarn, composed and performed, recorded Ildjarn March in February of '91. The front cover shows Ildjarn. There is a nasty bass picture in the middle. There you go. Nice one. Let's hope that is the cover so we can get some more souls in here. But yeah, unbelievable that this was in there in such good quality. It has been listened to, it has been used, it has creases, but that's the way we like it. There you go. The dagger. It has the Ildjarn stuff on the back. So everything is here that you need. And once again, finally glad to have this one in the collection. I'm selling a bunch, so I'm making room for other stuff. That's it for this week. Was there something else I need to say? No, I did my sad boy routine. Was there anything else? So yeah, I'm going to try and do some... I was thinking about if in 1 week a good bundle comes in, I just throw it out very fast, like maybe a playlist. I've dabbled in those before. Like I said, the Crypt of the Wizard will be a 3-parter without talking to Charlie, because there are one or two table, I think one table maybe, and one, yeah, maybe two. But yeah, that's a bunch. And then there is the New Era order, and then I think I already am through the what I got. But yeah, always stuff coming in, always stuff going out. If you are interested in some of the records I am selling, I don't overprice. I just do medium on Discogs. If you want to go off Discogs, hey man, all the power to you and moi. That's it for now, I think. Erzfiend is still blasting in the back on his synth. We had to do that out. Adams, he is pumping weights somewhere, I guess. But yeah, he will be back for sure once things calm down, once the winter comes and no one can leave their house. Probably not, but yeah, I'm rambling. That's it. Nice stack. Hope you find something. Check that Dead Christ. Give Zombi Danz a glance over, because that's a great label. And hopefully I will see you in 1 or 2 weeks. We'll see. No promises. Not anymore. No promises. Life gets in the way too much, but that's it. Listen to Xantotal.